Ravage Dragon, what are your top 5 favorite vampire movies?
What's up, guys? It's me, Ravage Dragon, and welcome to the top 5 vampire movies. Alright, so we're gonna get to it. Alright, guys, starting in with number 5 is 1922's Nosferatu. This movie is the beginning of horror in an age of silent films. Y'all should know about silent films. It's one of the first ever horror movies and silent films. It was a vampire movie, Nosferatu. It started the whole vampire trend. So if you can't appreciate how this movie was the beginning, you should rethink about favorite horror movies. Number 4, we're going to have Blade. Blade is one of the awesomest Marvel characters that they had back when they were trying to do vampire movies. Also superhero movies, which Blade is a superhero in the Marvel comics, but he's a vampire hunter. The vampire movie was very grotesque, horror, a lot of blood. It was a very awesome movie when it came out. Great, Wesley Snipes was awesome. Yeah, it's a must watch. Y'all will enjoy it. Number three is one of my absolute favorites, and it's Queen of the Damned. Queen of the Damned is one of my favorite movies. The music soundtrack is awesome. Very intricate story. It had the Queen of Vampires, Aaliyah, rest in peace, Aaliyah. Well, you gotta check it out. It's awesome music, great soundtrack. It had Jonathan Davis from Korn in that soundtrack, which was awesome, fantastic. You had a lot of Disturbed, David Drummond. The music was in there. Great movie. You should check it out. Number 2 is a fan favorite amongst many people who love horror movies, and that is The Lost Boys. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the original Lost Boys. It was fantastic back in the 80s. It was a great movie. You had Heath Sutherland. I mean, come on. And Corey, the two Corys. Sometimes I forget their last names. I think one of them is Corey Taylor. Pardon me. But yeah, the movies were great. I actually enjoyed the 2 other movies, but it could have been done better. That's my opinion. But yeah, the first Lost Boys movie will always be a classic. And my number 1 favorite vampire movie is going to be Fright Night, the 1986 one. Fright Night was one of my favorite movies. I enjoyed that movie. They did do a remake of that movie, but it didn't have the same feel, because in the original Fright Night movie, it was a nice, wholesome town. The kids were all like going to school and whatnot for the time and things like that. And it had a very heavy feel, and something's wrong when an element is added. But in the remake, it didn't have the same feel, because the town looked all and then when a new guy came in, there was no difference. There was no change. It was an area where murder was common, so nobody really thought about it. Kids was going missing. They didn't think too much of it. You know, it became a little unnerving when he started noticing the neighbor. So, you know, I think the original Fright Night was better than the remake, in all my opinion. But yep, that's number one. I have one honorable mention, and that is Vampire in Brooklyn. The only reason why I didn't make the list is because I wasn't sure if it was comedy and horror, or like a horror comedy, or it was just horror. I'm not too sure. Eddie Murphy did a fantastic job in that movie. I enjoyed that movie, no matter what anybody would say, because, you know, there's people that hate it, there's people that love it. It's a 50-50, so, you know. But that's an honorable mention. I liked the movie. I liked the actors in the movie. They did a great job with the movie. I mean, it's not a perfect movie, but it was enjoyable overall, and that's what these movies are, to be enjoyable, not perfect. So yeah, Vampire in Brooklyn is an honorable mention. All right, I'd like to thank Perpetual Comedy for doing this with me. It's fun. This is something that I don't normally do with top fives and whatnot, because there's a lot of gatekeeping and discrimination amongst horror fans and whatnot. A lot of argument. But hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna do my thing. You don't like it, too bad. But, you know, Perpetual Comedy, awesome person. You should check him out on his YouTube channel, on his TikToks. Check him out. He's fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Grr, arg.